It's finally happened. This weekend it will definitely be happening, and I think the man to my right will unsolve that conundrum for us. Mr. Marie, when I say it's finally happened, what would you be talking? What would I be talking about?
Finding some form.
Racing in the Western Cape
Okay.
as we speak. And also, we are starting our EPL league in the UK. And of course, the fixtures for the local Betway PSL have also been announced. But let's talk racing. Back on the track at long, long last. Daryl, it's really, really something that has been heart-rending to see how many meetings we've lost in the Western Cape. And of course, congratulations to them. By all accounts, the Equus Awards, first time in the Western Cape, went well. But let's get straight into it. There's a lot to talk about. And of course, the form is a bit scratchy because some of them have been on and off.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no track condition being posted yet. I mean, we are recording early on Friday morning,
Yes.
but I'm sure it will come up good.
Yeah.
They've had good weather this past week. Cecil, opening leg of the Bipot, made number 9 the favourite, Captain West. I'm surprised to see his second favourite. I'll tell you why. On a line through a horse called Mind Map, he's got the favourite Stone Cold. I think he beat him by 8 odd lengths. The favourite beat him by 2 lengths. So if you're using Mind Map as the line horse, Captain West is the right horse. I just do want to mention a few weeks ago, the Kenilworth meeting was moved from Kenilworth to Durbanville, and this horse was scratched due to the change of track, but Jerry lines up at Durbanville. I like the form line. It is holding up nicely. We have touchdown is won twice from there. Yeah, I make him the one to beat. Obvious respect for King's Quest. I mean, lovely debut, a lot of scope for improvements. Yeah, 9 from 3 for me.
9 from 3, that would be the suggestion in that first leg of the Bipot for Darrow. And just to tell you, Darrow, that they say when a lion can't find meat, it eats grass. And so they have to race. Hence, they're going to Durbanville. 3 and 9, and it is an outlay of 72 Rand. We should be underway at 12:47 with race 2, the second of 10. Okay, so we're getting into race number 3. This will be the first leg of the PA at the country course of Durbanville in the Western Cape. And your favorite is currently the 8, Cumbre Veya. And that is the 3-year-old son of Erupt, to be partnered by Sean Veal, teaming up with Vaughan Marshall. Second favorite is the 7, Arbitration 33 to 10, 7 to 1 about the 10, plus 4, 17 to 2 about the 2, Commander Green, and then it's 10 to 1 and better. Mr. Murray, this is a maiden plate. Over the 1400 meters should be offered at 13 at 22. Now, there was the horse that you thought should be favored in the last race that finished fourth, 1.10 lengths behind Air Raid. Well, there were a few others in that race. 4 PJ would fall away because that finished way off, under 11 lengths. The 7 Arbitration, that finished closer, 2.95 lengths. And the 8 Cumbre Veya, the favorite, actually finished in front of your favorite in race 2. That is third, under a length behind Air Raid.
Yeah, let's hope that the form line has been boosted by now with Captain West. But irrespective of that result, I think numbers 7 and 8 should dominate over here. Like you touched on, Cumbre Veya does hold Arbitration on the run behind Air Raid, but that was Arbitration's debut effort, whereas Cumbre Veya was having his third run.
Third run.
You know, Arbitration, I watched him move down to the start last time out, and I thought, wow, he's a smashing look son of a Vercingetorix. I think he's got some class about him, this horse. So although he disappointed in his second start, I think he's still very green, and I look forward to following his future. I think he's going to win his races. Cumbre number 8 holds him. He is fitted with a set of blinkers. He comes back to the 1400. I think these two will dominate. I've got a slight preference for Arbitration.
Yes.
I think he's a very nice horse in the making. So I'm going 7 from 8. If you're playing trifectas and quartets, have a look at numbers 2 and 3. I think they should be thereabouts, but I don't think they quite have the class as the top 2 in the betting.
Okay, so that is race number 3 again. I think everything is going to be hinged around the fitness of these horses. But 7 is a positive banker, Arbitration, and those are famous silks of Mr. Nielsen. Of course, we saw them to great effect once upon a time overseas. Well, they say early bird catches the worm, and this is the time to decide which way your loyalties will lie as far as your potential champions in the various leagues. This is the time to get the right prices, not 2, 3 matches later, but right now. And your forecast certainly could be profitable. And all you have to do is to log on to Betway to get all the necessary information. Talking about betting, we've got little Susie as favorite in race number 4, 18 to 10, the 5 pretty precious. 3 to 1, 7 to 2 about the 2, and Festival Chic rather, 7 to 1 about the 7 National Disgrace. Now, Mr. Marie, we've got little Susie. This is a 3-year-old daughter of a Trippy out of a street crime mare. Oh, Susanna, you do remember Oh, Susanna?
The Sunnet winner.
Yeah, and that is second on debut, finishing half a length to Spoil Yourself. Easy to back on that day, 13 to 2.
Yeah, there wasn't much support for her on debut. Lovely debut. I mean, in that race, I was quite bullish on number 5's chances, pretty precious.
Yes.
And she let the side down.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if she was quite in need of it, but I expected more from her. She is stripping fitter. Both of them are being stepped up slightly in trip. Obviously, one has to be leaning towards little Susie to confirm that form.
Yeah.
I mean, it was her debut effort, but I wouldn't really be shocked if Pretty Precious reverses it, because I actually think she was better than that comeback effort. But I'm not entirely convinced with that form line. You know, the 4th place runner had 4 starts or 3 starts, last, second last, and then slight improvement with the 4th. So a little bit wary, but it's not a strong lineup. Festival Chic interests me over here, number 2. Also not the strongest of form lines, but I think she's going to love the step up in trip. You know, being by William Longsword out of a Black Minaloosh mare who won over 1800, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is her trip, even a mile 1800. We'll see the best of her. And because I'm a little bit doubtful over the favorites form line, I have included number 2, Festival Chic. So I went all of numbers 1, 2, and 5, says.
1, 2, and 5 in that first leg of the Pick Six, which gets underway at 5 minutes to 2. This is a champion sprinter, Sergey, and a champion miler, Charles Dickens, maiden plate. It's over that 1400, 5 minutes to 2. On we go with the show, and it's time to look ahead to the first jackpot. This is a champion, a middle distance, a double superlative, and champion stayer, master reduced class 4. It's over the 1600 meters, and we've got the 2 Radizio as your favorite. That is Peter Botter with the services of Mr. Aldo Dome, a 7 to 2 co-favorite with the 3 holding thumbs. Glenn Cotson and Dennis Schwartz is in town to do duty primarily for the Cotson stable. The 5 Master of Paris, 4 to 1. 11 to 2 is the 11 Montsoir, 11 to 2, 10 to 1, and Better Bar those. All right, so this is a race number 5, Mr. Maria, class 4. It's going over the 1600 meters. Radicchio, well, the form over course and distance, 1 run for that 1 win.
Yeah, if you like his chances, you have to like Master of Paris's chances. Very little separates in the 2 of them. Now, number 9, Does Good, and number 11, Montlasseur, also very little separates in the 2 of them. What's interesting is Does Good was ridden differently last time out, patiently, and he finished the race smartly, along with a equipment change, I think, or headgear change. I can't quite recall, but there shouldn't be much separating the 2 of them, numbers 9 and 11, once again. But as you've seen in my perms, I've taken a chance here. I am bankering number 3 in all bets, and that's Holding Thumbs. Now, Cecil, this is a solid son of Vercingetorix. He's taken some time to fill up and muscle up. He's really quite big. And what I liked last time out is they allowed him to use his stride. So I have no doubt that Dennis is going to try adopt similar tactics. There is quite a bit of pace in the race. I mean, Radicchio can go, Avignon can go. Who else? All About Ronnie.
Oh, yours.
Has been to the front and won in the past. So
you don't like All About Ronnie today?
No, he was a little bit disappointing last time out. But if Holding Thumbs gets on his bicycle quite early in the straight, I think he can go back to back. I think the penny has finally dropped for the son of Vergesson-Getrix. You know, he was as high as an 85, he dropped down to a 75. I don't think the £5 penalty is going to be a hindrance whatsoever. So I actually like his chances over here. I think he's one to follow.
All right, so it is a bank at the 3 holding thumbs. It will be Mr. Dennis Schwartz retaining his ride after that last 1600-meter victory at Kenilworth. Champion jockey Richard Fourie, Class 3. This is an 1800-meter event that has lost the first scratching of the afternoon is actually in race 6, and that's the 4 Green Mandarin. Number 1, a Blue Jay, Brett Crawford, and Kabela Matsinyane 17 to 10. Number 3, Otto Ken is at 26 to 10, 11 to 2 about numbers 2, Salvatore Mundi, and the 5 Coronation Time, 7s and better. Bar those quoted runners. 3 is at the start of race number 6. Now, please be reminded it is a 10 race program, so the jackpot, second jackpot that is, only starts in race number 7, which gives us time to get an in-depth look at what we can try and have a quartet on, or at least what sort of bet could help us get out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what I've suggested. This is race 6. I think I've suggested a pick 3.
Pick 3, right.
Yeah.
So the headline is in the pick 3?
You know, if in the front of the computer form, you'll see a comment for Blue
J, Blue Bay.
Blue Bay, because he's been off for 4 months. So Brett Crawford says, working well and expecting a competitive run. Now, I actually liked his chances to reverse the form with Green Mandarin. He was 5 kilograms better off, and the pre-race comments are quite upbeat. So I liked his chances. Otto Lucan, you know, he holds several on form. Now, there are weight turnarounds. I just don't believe the turnarounds are sufficient enough to reverse the form with all of those that he beat last time out. So I'm fairly convinced he's going to confirm that form. If you have a look at the pace of the race, there isn't much pace over here. And Otto Lucan or Lycan likes to go up handy. And if he gets his own fractions up front, which I think Aldo will, he could prove very, very hard to peg back. So I'm going numbers 3 against ahead of 1 over here. I think Blue Bay will just slot in behind Otto Like and get the run of the race. So 3 and 1 should suffice here.
All right, that is the first leg of the pick 3 suggested by Daryl Marie, and it is over the 1800 meters. It does go wide in a leg 2, which would be race number 7. It's 30 Rand, the outlay, and we should be off at 6 minutes past 3 for that 6th of 10. All right, so just before we touch on race number 7, the first leg of the second jackpot, a reminder of that million jackpot that you can access on the Betway website. It is, in this case, races at 3 to 10 that will be applicable. It is the last 8 races on the program where you need to pick the winners. 7 winners will suffice, with 1 being nominated as a possible place getter, and that could see you in the winning queue in a big, big way. Right, race number 7, we've got the 7 King Peles. This is your favorite at 28 to 10. In race number 7, you've got the 5 Prime Venture, 9 to 2, 5 to 1, the 6 Heliotrope, and then it's 6 to 1 about the 2 Midway. Now, I see our colleagues in computer form have gone with the 5 Prime Venture as the value bet of the afternoon. You've got JP van der Merwe, who rode it once upon a time. That was going back to February this year.
Yeah, let's just touch on the best weights column over here. Ferris X come up trumps, Heliotrope ahead of Flight, Display. And then the recent maiden winner, Midway, funny enough, is third best in. Yeah, Cecil, you know, many people have probably been waiting a few weeks to see King Peles' name back in the race card. And here he is, because we all saw what happened in his last start. Desperately unlucky. Excuse me. You know, he shouldn't have lost on that occasion. He just couldn't get a run at a crucial stage. So, yes, if he just puts in a similar effort to that, I expect him to go very close to winning. Prime Venture was in that race, and one would say based on what happened to King Pellez, he should confirm the form with Prime Venture. But I'm of the opinion that he ran slightly below par. You know, he took a little bit of a bump coming out the pens, and then thereafter he was on the back foot throughout. So don't discount Prime Venture's chances over here. Baton Rouge is probably the likely pace setter. And Midway, we haven't seen the best of yet. He should get the run of the race, slotting in second. I think there's more to come from the son of Pomodoro. So I make it a bit more tricky than most of I think a lot of people are going to be banking King Pellez as the banker of the day, but I think it's a little bit more competitive than that. I respect all of numbers 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is confirmed as the exact box. 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and certainly could prove quite profitable if you should miss out with the 7 there. But I think Daryl is very much keen on King Pellez coming through in race number 7. All right, so we are now moving on to race number 8, I beg your pardon. This is the last chance to get involved in a pick 3, and that's with the owner of the year, Drakenstein stud nominee, Mrs. Gaynor Rupert, class 5. It's over the 1250. And in race number 8, it is the 3, Veronique, who seems to have been around a lifetime. Grant van Niekerk, this will be his third ride aboard, and he's got good stats so far. 2 rides, a win and a second. And the 12, Trey Chic, is at 3-1. Number 6, Protect the Dream, is at 4-1. 9-1 is the 5, Electric Fields. So that is your betting for race number 8. Distance is at 1250. Veronique, is that your idea of a winner, or is it something else in the race that is perhaps not in the upper echelons of the betting?
You know, I nearly banked the 6-year-old mare in all my bets. I think this is a great race for her to finally notch up another victory. I think she's only been successful twice in the past. Only won twice, yeah. And she hasn't seen the winner's enclosure in more than 2 years. So, you know, she's had a great prep. Well, I don't know how the prep's gone back at home with the training facilities, but if you just look at on paper, she's having her 3rd run after arrest. Cracking comeback efforts. Things really didn't go away in running on that occasion. And then last time out, close up in her 2nd run after arrest. Track and trip is ideal. She's got the draw, the racing fitness above the others. So a lot is in her favor. I think I really hope she can get it right. Didn't quite bank her because of the fact that she always finds something to beat her. But yeah, I like her chances. I'm in her camp today, or on Saturday at least. Grew Up Ice, I respect her. Now, she's also a 6-year-old mare. She's getting along in the tooth. But, you know, this race is run around the bend. She's got pace. She jumps from a neat draw. Dennis is a strong jockey up front. So a lot is in her favor. She should be on her bicycle early. And she could certainly keep rolling. I think a nice swinger inclusion. And then the improving the race has to be Protect the Dream. You know, she's only having a 4th start. Never easy to win. I think it was an open maiden last time out. And, you know, we can sit here and confidently state that we haven't seen the best of her. She's still got a lot more to come. I mean, she's only just starting her career, whereas the other 2 that I've tipped ahead of her are nearing the end. So I think you can focus on the swinger box over here, 2, 3, and 6.
2, 3, and 6.
Fairly convinced that we're going to show a profit here.
Now, basically, I would just like to say, as an indemnifier here, that remember, we've just got into August. These horses have just gotten a year older, so they really look older than they do. 2, 3, 6. That is the swinger suggestion, and we should show a good profit according to the sage, Mr. Marie.